You're going to have a lot of editing. Hi there, I'm DS Robertson and we are agricultural contractors based outside of Glasgow in East Kilbride, and we run one SlurryKat slurry system. The SlurryKat equipment that we run is we have a 15-metre dribble bar with a harvest lab on it. And we've got a 600-metre front reeler, a 1,000-metre front reeler, a dropout bobbin, and we work with a 1,000-metre BakPak and pump with a DODA HD35 pump. So I worked with a contractor before I started out myself, and he ran SlurryKat stuff. I started myself 10 years ago, so this is the 10th year, and we've been running SlurryKat stuff from day one. So I like how everything looks and how easy things fit in, and it's always been reliable. We started off with a 9-metre dribble bar and then went to a 9-metre trailing shoe, and then we thought that just with the more output that we're getting now, we should go for the double macerators with a 15-metre dribble bar, so that's made a big difference. We went for the 15-metre dribble bar just for kind of less runs over the field and less ground compaction. So and also the swing arm coming right round 180 degrees makes a big difference for turning at the ends. It's far less mess turning at the ends, means we can get right round in a winner. And then we've just started working with a lot more 5-inch hose now, so with the kind of shorter weather window we get, it's kind of putting more slurry out faster and less time. The macerators are brilliant. That's one of the things that made us go for the new 15-metre dribble bar was the macerators, and they've only been opened about 6 or 7 times, maybe just for foreign objects and stuff, plastic and stuff, but no, they're great. The internal parts are very hard wearing, so this is the 3rd year with it. It's just 2.5-year-old, and it's pumped about 55 million gallon through it, so we're doing about 25 million gallon a year. As I say, that's 55 million gallon through it, and it's only been opened a handful of times. Even kind of sideline hills and stuff like that, if you shut the bottom one just a wee bit, it puts it up to the top, and it's still even distribution even with that. So yeah, no, the new macerators are definitely really good. Yeah, so we started off with reelers with sections in it, and it was quite kind of time consuming going out after every pipe and connecting pipes on and stuff. So 3 years ago we started off with the open section reelers, and that's saved a lot of time, a big lot of time. We changed to a 1,000-metre dropout bobbin, and it's far better for ground conditions as well, because it means I can hook off the bobbin at the side of the field when it's wetter, and it's far less weight on the tractor. The 1,000-metre BakPak, it's far better as well, and it's far quicker reeling out and reeling up hoses. Since we've moved to 5-inch hose, we've been getting on a lot quicker, the bigger flow and more coming through it, so that's why again we went to the double macerators, just to take the more slurry coming through it. The hose we're working with is predominantly Oroflex 25-inch, and it's a great hose, hard wearing as well, so we've worked with it. There'll be hoses that are 6-7 years old and still going strong, so yeah, no, it's a really good hard wearing hose. The pressure if we're pumping up a hill, we'll just work with slightly less revs, just so we're not putting as much pressure on hoses, but the hoses are really good for taking the pressure anyway, but we very rarely have burst hoses or anything working with the Oroflex 20s. My experience with the DODA HD35, the chopper unit in it is really good. It's kind of manages to chop kind of most of the foreign objects that come through it. Really good output. We're working with the higher geared one as well, so it's less revs in the tractor, and just feel the tractor's not working as hard all day. Definitely using less fuel, I would say, with kind of bigger output as well. So the biggest thing I like about the SlurryKat stuff is kind of the look of it and how heavy it's built but still lightweight at the same time. And with the weather conditions we get here in Scotland, it's far better for ground compaction, and also it always leaves a tidy job. The distribution is always very even, and how easy everything is to work with, it works well and it's easy to work. So I would definitely recommend SlurryKat to other contractors and farmers. Just the reliability of it and how kind of hard and well wearing it is. Everything does as it should. We very rarely get breakdowns with it, and it works. Its build quality and reliability is, I would say, one of the best on the market. And also the dealer that we work with, S&G Allen, is kind of really good for backup and wouldn't see you stuck. So that's kind of the biggest selling part of it as well. I wouldn't consider anything else at the moment anyway. Yeah, the customers are always happy. They're happy with the distribution and just how even it is across the field, even in sideline bits and hills and stuff. It's still an even distribution.
My name is David Robertson Senior, and one of the staff. I used to be maybe the boss, but now I'm just the apprentice to the firm. So other than that, it's just the two of us that run the SlurryKat outfit, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with it, and everybody else that we work for seems to be happy with SlurryKat. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't see anything that we should ever think of changing it. And where I'm sitting in the pump all the time, it's me that gets all the feedback from the farmer. So if there was any complaints, it'd be me that would need to take the clout for it all the time, but no, everything seems to be fine, and we're just here already, and we're here and the farmer says, like, is that you started already? He says, oh, that was quick. He says, that's just the difference with SlurryKat stuff. It's how quick you can get set up and get started pumping slurry, and that's where the farmer's happy, when you can get set up and get going without any hassle. And we get to more jobs, and as I say, they're happy because they're not sitting watching the tractor sitting there running and the clock ticking, where we're pumping slurry quicker, and that's the best that we can do. So the farmer's happy, and if we're happy with SlurryKat equipment and the farmer's happy, that's as far as we can do. We can only take it forward from there. I would recommend SlurryKat to MD. I have recommended stuff at shows, we do shows, and I have recommended it to other folk. I would say it's very reliable. I don't think we've had a day that has let us down. So other than that, like that's just SlurryKat.
Is that all right?
That's 100%.